Imagine waking up one morning, kissing your family goodbye, and heading to work, only to find yourself trapped beneath nearly half a mile of solid rock. No way out, no sunlight, no fresh air, just darkness, heat, and silence so heavy it could break a man's spirit. This is not fiction, it is the real story of 33 Chilean miners who were buried alive for 69 long days. And yet, against every imaginable odd, they all survived. Among those 33 men was Luis, the shift foreman, a man who carried on his shoulders not just the responsibility of digging minerals, but the responsibility of human lives. Luis wasn't born into wealth. He grew up in Chile's rugged mining towns, where fathers taught sons the unforgiving reality of working beneath the earth. He knew danger as an old companion. But Luis was more than a miner, he was a dreamer. He always said to his wife, "The mine gives us food, but it also tests our courage." His colleagues respected him because he wasn't the kind of leader who ordered people around. He worked beside them, sweating, coughing, struggling, just like any of them. On the morning of August 5, 2010, he led his crew underground, never suspecting that by nightfall their world would collapse. Literally at 2:00 p.m., the ground trembled. Suddenly, a thunderous roar echoed through the tunnels. Dust filled the air, blinding them. A rock formation the size of a skyscraper had collapsed, sealing the only exit. Panic surged through the men. Some screamed, others prayed. One miner shouted, "We're trapped, we'll never get out." The temperature soared past 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The walls dripped with moisture. Darkness pressed in so thick they could barely see their hands. Supplies were scarce, just a few cans of tuna, some milk, and stale crackers. Food for a single day had to last weeks. Water came from scraping condensation off rocks. The days blended into nights. Hunger gnawed at their stomachs. Thoughts of family haunted them. Doubt whispered cruelly, "Will anyone even try to save us? Will they give up before finding us?" Every man wrestled with despair. Some cried quietly. Some stared at the black ceiling, wondering if this was their tomb. It was then Luis stood up in the suffocating darkness. "We will not die here," he declared, his voice firm though his body trembled. "We are 33, and we will survive as 33. His words weren't magic, but they were fire. Hope flickered. He organized rations, a spoonful of tuna every 48 hours, a sip of milk. He divided shifts, assigning men to clear debris, others to search for water, others to keep spirits alive through prayer and singing. And above the ground their families refused to let the world forget. Wives, children, mothers camped outside the mine, holding signs that read, "We will wait for you." We believed this faith, both underground and above, became the fuel that kept the miners alive. 17 days passed before the first miracle. After desperate drilling attempts, rescuers managed to bore a tiny hole into the cavern. When they pulled the drill back up, a note was taped to it. Written in red ink were 6 words that electrified the world. "Estamos bien en el refugio los 33. We are well in the refuge." The 33. The camp outside erupted in tears and cheers. The world called it the Chilean Miracle. But survival was still uncertain. The men would remain underground for weeks longer. Doctors sent vitamins through narrow tubes. Engineers sent small speakers so music could echo in the cave. Letters from loved ones were lowered down, bringing both joy and heartbreak. Inside, the men kept discipline. They prayed. They told stories. They joked, even laughed, because laughter was oxygen for the soul. Each day was a battle not against rock, but against despair. On October 13, 2010, the rescue capsule called Phoenix was lowered into the shaft. One by one, the miners were lifted out of their underground prison. When the first man reached the surface, his arms spread wide like a bird tasting freedom. His children ran to him, tears streaming down their faces. When Luis, the last man, emerged, he said, "I promised we'd come out together, and here we are all 33. Not one life lost. Against predictions, against hopeless odds, against 69 days of darkness, the miners returned to the light." This story is more than history, it is a lesson in resilience. Life will bury you under weight you think you cannot lift. Darkness will surround you, resources will seem scarce, and hope will feel like a luxury you cannot afford. But remember the Chilean miners, when they had nothing, they still had each other. When despair screamed louder than faith, they chose to believe anyway. The message is clear: never give up. No matter how deep the pit, no matter how heavy the rock above you, there is always a way out if you refuse to surrender. Thank you for spending this time with me, reliving the Chilean Miracle. If this story inspired you, I invite you to carry its message into your own life. Never give up, no matter how dark it gets. And if you believe more people need stories like this, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might need a reminder today, because hope, just like light, grows stronger when it's shared.